McLaren Honda, yeah, I think when you think of the best sort of fights in this sport, in motorsport, you would go back to the 80s, I would say, with Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna driving for McLaren Honda. So yeah, there's a lot for us to live up to. Those were great fights back then. But this is a new era, and I think we're all very excited about this new era of McLaren and Honda working together again. Obviously, I worked with Honda for many years. 6 years ago was when we parted ways. So it's great to be back with them, and hopefully we can make some history. This year's car is very different to the last 2 years. I know all of the mechanics are very excited about working on it. They say that everything just fits and it just works in terms of it feels like one full package instead of different departments building different parts of the car and putting it together. So there's a really good vibe about the place, and people have a good feeling about where the car is. In terms of engine, obviously there's a lot of work still going on before the first race, and testing is going to be very important to us. We obviously have a lot less experience than the other engine manufacturers, so it's going to be a tough winter testing program, but we're going to get a lot of experience. And the great thing about Honda is they're very good at listening to what you have to say in terms of the driver's feedback, and if you tell them we need something, they'll be on it straight away, and we'll either have a fix or an improvement for the next test. The start of a new season is always very exciting, I think, for everyone in the sport, for the mechanics, the engineers, the people that have designed this car. It's an exciting but also quite stressful time of the season, getting the car ready for the first test and hoping it's what they think it is in terms of the numbers. For us as drivers, yeah, we spend quite a few days here at the factory making sure that we are used to our surroundings of the new car. But when you first drive it in anger, that's the exciting moment when after 2 minutes of driving the car, you have a slight understanding of the direction you are going that season. So I'm a little bit nervous, but very excited at the same time to jump in the car and see what we have. It's a very, very, as you said, very exciting part to the season for us, where we can learn a lot in a very short space of time. You go into every season, especially with a team like McLaren, hoping and thinking that you can fight for victories. Obviously, it's a little bit different this year because Honda are not as experienced with this engine as the other manufacturers at the moment. So it's not going to be an easy season for us, but I do know that Honda will throw everything at this to perform this year. But the first few weeks of the season are going to be tough, but hopefully we'll learn a lot, which will put us in a good position for race one. Fernando is a very experienced driver, a very complete driver, as you would expect from someone that's had so much experience in the sport, but also a double world champion, which is great for me. I love having a teammate that obviously pushes me hard, but also has the experience to give great feedback. So we've spent a little bit of time together this year, but not a lot before testing starts. And from what I see in the data from the simulator runs and from the feedback I get from Fernando, I think we like a similar car, which is very important for us moving forward in terms of shaping and molding the car in a certain direction. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the partnership, and hopefully it's a good one. Yeah, I think having an experience and a younger driver in the team it's great, it's exciting. But for me, I would always want experience from a teammate because you never stop learning in Formula One. There's always more to learn. We've both gone very different paths in our career and worked with different teams, Fernando and myself, and we come together with all this experience, it can really help a team grow, and hopefully we can get the maximum out of the package that we have. Yeah, with Kevin, you know, we worked together for a year, and it was a really good partnership. You know, he's a great guy, and he was very inexperienced when he started in Formula One, but he gained so much experience through the year, and he's the sort of driver that really listens and is willing to learn. He's not just going to let his natural talent do the talking, which is exactly what you need. And for us, with Kevin still being involved with the team and being a third driver, it's always useful to get a third driver's opinion on something. And I'm really happy that he is still involved, because he's a great guy, and we really bonded well over the 2014 season as teammates. So. Obviously, the first test is always the exciting one, and the media and obviously all of the fans are very excited about seeing the new cars, the new driver lineups. For us, the first test, we're not going to expect too much. You know, we don't expect to be going out there pumping in 100 laps each day. It's going to be a lot of system checks, and as we all remember from last year, a lot of the teams didn't get out of the garage for the first couple of days, because it's such a complicated, complex power unit. It's not just a petrol engine, you've got the electronics as well. So don't expect too much from us too soon. For us, it's about working out the reliability areas of the engine and not pushing anything too soon. So it's going to be tiptoeing, I guess, the first couple of days, and then hopefully towards the end of the test, or the second or third test, that's when we can do some good mileage. Yeah, so it's been over 5 years now with working with McLaren and working with the partners of McLaren. It's, you know, for us as racing drivers, the driving is what we love. And working with the partners sometimes is the second most important thing for a racing driver. But you got to realize that the only reason how we can go racing is having great partners. And for me, I've really enjoyed working with every single one of the partners with McLaren, and making the events and the campaigns fun makes a difference for us as drivers, because we really feel a part of it as well. So it's been good, and I look forward to many more years of working with those partners during my Formula One career, and hopefully after.